Students, today we will discuss about the control and coordination. Control and coordination is done by the system that is called nervous system. Nervous system. It is an important system for the regulation, control and coordination of the body functions. Various body functions are controlled and regulated by the nervous system. It comprises of the neurons, neurons or nerve cell and certain nerves and the nervous organs which control and coordinate the activities of the different organs. Different organs activities are controlled by the neurons, nerves and nervous organs. The receptor. Here are the certain receptors which detect the particular stimulus. These are the cells or the group of cells specialized to detect a particular stimulus. These are first is photoreceptor. Photo means light that recepts the light and light is received by the eyes. That organ received the light is received by the eyes. Now second is phonoreceptor. Phono means sound. Sound is related with the ear. Gustatory receptor. Gustatory means taste. Taste is related with the tongue. Tongue receives this stimulus. Olfactory receptors. Olfactory means smell. That is related with the nose. Smell is related with the nose. Thigmoreceptor. Thigmo means touch. And touch, where we can touch on the skin. Skin is responsible for this and receive this type of the stimulus. Now, the unit of the nervous system is neuron. This nervous system, first unit is neuron. Neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Neuron, it also called the nerve cell. This neuron or nerve cell is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. Neuron is an elongated branched cell having three components: cell body, dendrites and axon. Cell body, dendrites and axon. These hair-like structure are called dendrites. These receives the stimulus. This is the nucleus and this is cytoplasm. And in this certain bodies or granules are present. These are called nasal granules. And this total structure is called cell body. Cell body consists of the nucleus and cytoplasm. Here an elongated structure arises from this. This is called axon. This is called axon. And end at this nerve cell and where end this is called nerve ending. And this axon is covered with the sheath that is called myelin sheath or myelinated sheath. Next to neuron is synapse. Synapse, what is synapse? Synapse is the junction between two adjacent neurons or the nerve cell. That is between the axon ending of one and the dendrite of the next. This is the structure of the neuron. Here, these are the dendrites. These are the dendrites and this is the nerve ending. And this is the second nerve cell. These are the dendrites where the dendrite of the one nerve cell and the ending of the another nerve cell, that place, that is called synaptic place, synaptic space. And fluid is present in this space, that is called synaptic fluid. And this junction between the two nerve cells, if their process takes place, that is called synapse. That is called synapse. And these nerve cells help in the transmission of the nerve impulse. Here nerves are received, here the nerve impulse are received from this and transmit to the second nerve cell and by the process of the synapse. Now nerve impulse. Nerve impulse is the information in the form of chemical and electrical signals. These are the information carried in the form of chemical and electrical signals passing through the neurons. These information are carried in the form of chemical and electrical signals passing through the neurons. These impulses carried out by the dendrite towards the cell body or cytone. Here these dendrites carry the information to the cytone and then passes from the axon to the next dendrite. These nerve impulses or information are passed by the process of synapse. Reflexation. This is the process which is unconscious, automatic and involuntary. This is unconscious, automatic and involuntary. Involuntary means which is not under our control or will. That is involuntary response. It enables the body to give quick response to harmful stimuli. When we touch just like any hot plate or hot object, then we receive the automatic, unconscious and involuntary response by the receptor, that is the skin, from the harmful stimuli and minimize the overloading of the brain. Reflex arc. Reflex arc is the pathway. This is the pathway on which reflexation takes place. This total pathway is called reflex arc. Here, when we touch the hot plate, when we got the stimulus, then skin, receptor like the skin, it feels dangerous situation and then sensory neuron receive the information and then passes to the spinal cord. Then spinal cord give information to the motor neuron. Motor neuron send information to the effector, that is muscles, and muscles carried out the hand back side and give the response in opposite of the stimulus. This total path is called reflex arc. About the structure of the brain or human brain. It is the main part of the CNS, Central Nervous System. It is the main part of the CNS, Central Nervous System. It is the main controlling unit of the body. It consists of the three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. These three parts form the brain: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain is the main thinking part of the body. Forebrain consists of the two parts: cerebrum and olfactory lobe. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and it is dome-shaped and forms the roof of the brain, that is called cerebrum. And main thinking part, olfactory lobe. Olfactory lobe related with the smell. And this cerebrum have different lobes: occipital lobe, temporal lobe, frontal lobe and parietal lobe. Occipital lobe for sight, temporal lobe for hearing, frontal lobe for speech and parietal lobe for taste and smell. Now midbrain. Midbrain connect the forebrain and the hindbrain. It shows the connection and it control the reflex movement. Now third part is the hindbrain. It consists of the pons, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Pons, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Pons regulating the respiration. Cerebellum is the smallest part of the hindbrain and it controls the posture and movement. Third is medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata lies at the floor of the hindbrain and it helps in regulating the swallowing, coughing, sneezing and vomiting like involuntary actions controlled by the medulla oblongata. And this is the spinal cord. Spinal cord further covered with the vertebrae and form the backbone, part of the backbone. Now here is a gland present, that is called pituitary gland. This pituitary gland is also called the master gland because It controls the activities of all the glands present in our whole body. That's why this is called master gland and this is the pituitary gland. Nerve cell or neuron. Nerve cell or neuron. Nerve cell is a structural and functional unit of nervous system. Nervous system. Nerve cell is also called neuron and this neuron is the structural and functional unit of the nervous system. It started from some hair-like structures. Some hair-like structures. These are called dendrites. Dendrites. These hair-like structures are called dendrites and these receive the stimulus. These receive the stimulus in the form of electric impulse and this is called cytone. This is called cytone. This cytone consists of the nucleus, the center body, nucleus and cytoplasm. Nucleus and cytoplasm. There are certain granules. These are called micelle granules. Micelle granules. Here is a long elongated structure that is called axon. This is called axon. It transmits the impulse from dendrite or cytone to the nerve ending to the next nerve cell. It is covered with a sheath. This is called myelinated sheath. Myelinated sheath. This is called node of Ranvier. Node of Ranvier. And this is nerve ending. Nerve ending. Here impulse carried to the next neuron and the process of synapse. Synapse take place. Here this in the form of information in the form of nerve impulse. Nerve impulse or in the form of nerve impulse. Nerve cell consists of the cytone, axon and dendrites. Dendrites. Talk about the coordination in plants. In plants, no specialized organ is present for the control and coordination. There are the certain chemicals. The growth in plants is controlled by the certain chemicals and these chemical substances are called plant hormones and phytohormones. These are the plant hormones or phytohormones. Phytohormones are the certain chemical substances which help in the growth of the plant. The major type of the plant hormones which are involved in the control and coordination in plants are first is auxin. Auxin synthesized at the root and shoot tip of the plant body. It is synthesized at the root and shoot tip in the plant. It promotes cell elongation. It elongates the cell. It promotes the cell elongation, root formation, cell division, respiration, and other physiological processes like protein synthesis, water uptake, and protoplasmic permeability and development of the seedless fruit. It helps in the development of seedless fruit. Example is indole acetic acid. that is IAA. Gibberellin. Gibberellin. It stimulates stem elongation. It elongates the stem, seed germination and flowering. Gibberellin functions are it stimulates the stem elongation, seed germination and flowering. Maximum concentration of gibberellin is found in the roots and seeds. Third is cytokinin. Cytokinin produced in the dividing cells throughout the plant. At the whole plant, it is present in the dividing cell because it helps in the cell division. Cytokinins promote cell division, help in breaking dormancy of the seeds, and regulate phloem transport. It also delay aging in the leaves, and promote the opening of the stomata. Fourth is abscisic acid or ABA. It is called the growth inhibitor. It is reverse of the somewhat cytokinin. It is the growth inhibitor which reverses the growth promoting effect of auxins and the gibberellin. It causes dormancy of the seeds, tubers and bulbs. That's why we can store seeds, tubers and the bulbs. It promotes closing of the stomata. It promotes closing of the stomata, while cytokinins promotes opening of the stomata, and abscisic acid promotes closing of stomata and responsible for loss of RNA, proteins and chlorophyll, and its main function is wilting of the leaves. Tropism. Tropism is the movement of the plant in the direction of stimulus is known as tropism. Movement of the plant in the direction of stimulus, that is tropism. It is of two types, directional and non-directional. Directional or tropic movement, that is first is it is of different type and takes place in a particular direction or in the direction of the stimulus, that is directional or tropic movement. First is phototropism. Photo means light. Phototropism, movement of the part of plant in response to the light. That the stem always grows upward towards the sun, towards the light. Second is geotropism. Geo means gravity. Geo means gravity. Geotropism, movement of the plant part in response to the gravity. As you know, root always grow downward. Whether we fold the plant, then stem rise upward and the roots grow downward towards the gravity. Third is hydrotropism. Hydrotropism, movement of the part of the plant in response to the water. Plant move towards the water. Fourth is chemotropism. Chemotropism means chemical response. Movement of the part of the plant in response to the chemical, that is called chemotropism. For example, movement of the pollen tube towards a chemical produced by an ovule during the process of fertilization in a flower. When in a flower fertilization takes place, then the pollen tube always moves towards the ovule due to the productions of this chemical. This is called directional movement. Now, non-directional movement, not in the direction of the stimulus. This is also called nested movement, not in any direction, any particular direction. This example of this is the touch me not plant. Touch me not plant. Scientific name is Mimosa pudica. Mimosa pudica. That is touch me not plant. The folding up and drooping of the leaves of sensitive plant touch me not when lightly touched is example of the non-directional movement. When we touch the touch me not plant, then the leaves folding up and drooping up, not in the direction of the hand but in the any direction or downward or upward direction, that is called non-directional movement. Plants change shape by changing the amount of the water also, and that results in the swelling or shrinking of the cell. That is also the non-directional movement. Growth towards stimulus is positive tropism. If growth takes place towards the stimulus, that is positive tropism. and if growth takes place away towards the stimulus, that is called negative tropism. The hormone in animals. Just like the plant, in animal also certain hormones or chemical substances are released that help in the control and coordination are called hormones of animals. Hormones are the chemical substances which coordinate and control the activities of living organisms and their growth. There are of two types of the gland, endocrine gland and exocrine gland. Endocrine gland, these are the group of the cells or tissue which manufacture hormones and secrete them directly. They secrete them directly into the bloodstream and act as the target organ of the cells. They are called ductless gland. Endocrine gland are also called ductless gland because they directly secrete into the bloodstream and act as the target site or target organ in the body. They are of following types. First is hypothalamus gland. Hypothalamus gland, it is present in the brain and it produces the releasing hormone. It regulates the secretion of the hormone from the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland, this is also called the master gland. Pituitary gland secretes following hormones. Growth hormones, GH. Growth hormones, GH. Regulate growth and development of the bones and muscles. This hormone, growth hormone, regulates the growth and development of bones and muscles. Trophic hormones. Trophic hormone regulates secretion of the hormone from adrenal gland, thyroid gland, testes and ovaries. Prolactin hormone. Prolactin hormone regulates the function of the mammary gland. Mammary gland function is regulated by the prolactin hormone. Vasopressin hormone regulates water and electrolyte balance in the body. Vasopressin hormone, it regulates water and electrolyte balance in the body. Oxytocin hormone. Oxytocin hormone regulates the ejection of milk during lactation. Pineal gland present in the brain. It secretes melatonin hormone which delays sexual development and promotes sleep. It is present in the brain and it secretes the which hormone? Melatonin. Melatonin hormone is secreted by the pineal gland and it helps in delaying of the sexual development and promotes sleep. Next is thyroid gland. Thyroid gland present just below the neck. It secretes the hormone thyroxine. Thyroid gland secretes the hormone thyroxine, which regulates the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in the body. And iodine is very necessary to make thyroxine hormone. Parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland, they are 4 in number and embedded in the thyroid gland. They are present inside the thyroid gland and secrete a hormone calcitonin which regulates calcium and phosphate level in the blood. Next is adrenal gland. These are 2 in number and located one on top of each kidney. Adrenal gland secretes adrenaline hormone and corticoid hormone. These hormones are also called the emergency hormone because they act at the time of the emergency. That's why these hormones are also called emergency hormones. These hormones regulate blood pressure, heartbeat, breathing rate, carbohydrates, metabolism and mineral balance. Next is pancreas. Pancreas present just below the stomach. It is present just below the stomach and it secretes the 2 hormones insulin and glucagon. Insulin lower the blood glucose. Insulin hormone lower the blood glucose level and glucagon increase the blood glucose level. Pancreas is act as exocrine as well as endocrine gland. Endocrine part of this gland is called islet of Langerhans. Endocrine part of pancreas is called islet of Langerhans. Testes. Testes are present in the male. outside the lower abdomen in scrotum. In scrotum, testes are present in the males. Testes secretes the hormone testosterone. Testosterone. They regulate the male accessory sex organ. They regulate the functions of the or formation of the male accessory sex organ and secondary sexual characters like mustache, beard, and voice. Ovaries. Ovaries present in the female as testes present in the male and release the male hormone testosterone. Same ovaries present in the female in the lower abdomen and release the female hormone estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen. Estrogen regulates the development of female sex organs and secondary sexual characters such as mammary gland, soft skin, hair pattern, and feminine voice. Progesterone. Progesterone controls uterus change in menstrual cycle and in pregnancy. Progesterone controls the uterus change during the pregnancy and also in the menstrual cycle. Thank you.